What if I told you there's an animal that can live forever? Okay, maybe not forever in the traditional sense, but imagine a creature that can literally reverse aging, heal injuries, and even transform back into its juvenile form. This might sound like something from a science fiction movie, but it's very real, and it's called the immortal jellyfish. In today's video, we're going to explore how this amazing little creature defies the laws of nature and completely baffles scientists. Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll be just as amazed as I am about the incredible superpowers of the immortal jellyfish. 10. A creature unlike any other. What exactly is the immortal jellyfish? The scientific name for this fascinating creature is Turritopsis dohrnii, but most people just call it the immortal jellyfish. Found mostly in warm, temperate oceans like the Mediterranean and off the coast of Japan, this jellyfish has a truly mind-blowing ability. It can literally reverse the aging process. While many animals age and eventually die from old age or disease, the immortal jellyfish has figured out how to undo the aging process and start fresh. In fact, when faced with stressful conditions like injury or a lack of food, this jellyfish can actually transform back into an earlier life stage, basically hitting the reset button on its life cycle. Now, before you start thinking this is some weird myth, let's dive deeper into exactly how this jellyfish does it. 9. The process of reversing aging, transdifferentiation. This ability of the immortal jellyfish to reset its biological clock is called transdifferentiation. It's a type of cell transformation that allows the jellyfish to revert back to a polyp, which is the earliest stage in its life cycle. Imagine being an adult, living your life, and then suddenly being able to turn back into a baby. That's what happens when the immortal jellyfish faces some form of stress. Instead of continuing to age and eventually dying, it reverts to a juvenile form, starting its life cycle all over again. It's an amazing feat of biology because most animals, including humans, can't change the type of cells they have once they're fully developed. But the immortal jellyfish can turn one type of cell into another. When it undergoes transdifferentiation, its adult cells can become simpler forms like the ones found in younger stages of its life. Essentially, it goes back to being young again. This process doesn't just help the jellyfish survive, it can allow it to avoid death from old age entirely, which is why it's considered immortal. However, there's a catch. As I mentioned earlier, this doesn't mean it's invincible, as it can still die from things like predators or diseases. But as far as aging goes, this jellyfish has an extraordinary advantage. How transdifferentiation works, the science behind the magic. So, how exactly does transdifferentiation work? To understand this, let's break it down into simpler terms. In most animals, once cells mature into a specific type, like muscle or nerve cells, they stay that way for the rest of their lives. But in the immortal jellyfish, it's different. When this jellyfish faces stress, its cells start to reset to a more primitive, undeveloped state. This process starts when the jellyfish begins to form specialized cells that allow it to transform. For example, instead of just growing older and passing through its natural life cycle like other jellyfish, it starts over by transforming its mature cells back into their earlier forms. It's almost like the jellyfish becomes a baby again, despite having already gone through its adult stage. This ability is so unique that scientists have been studying it for years, trying to understand if we could somehow apply this process to other living beings, including humans. If humans could harness even a fraction of this ability, it could change the way we think about aging. Imagine being able to reverse aging or heal injuries just by resetting your cells to a younger, healthier state. While we're nowhere near that level of advancement yet, the immortal jellyfish might hold the key. 7. Why does the immortal jellyfish do this? You might be wondering, why would this jellyfish need to do this? What's the benefit? The answer lies in survival. When faced with stress, whether it's lack of food, injury, or a sudden change in its environment, The immortal jellyfish has a way of resetting its biological clock to give itself another chance at life. This ability helps it adapt to difficult circumstances, ensuring that it can survive longer than other creatures that would simply die off as they age. Instead of succumbing to environmental pressures, the immortal jellyfish has evolved a survival strategy that makes it much more resilient. It's a brilliant example of how nature finds a way to keep living things going, even when faced with seemingly insurmountable odds. 6. The implications for human medicine and aging. Now, you might be asking, what's the big deal for humans? Well, the study of the immortal jellyfish holds potential for all of us. If scientists can understand how this jellyfish can reverse its aging process, we may one day be able to apply this knowledge to human health. We already know that aging is a complex process involving the breakdown of cells, tissues, and organs. If we could figure out how to slow down or even reverse these processes, it could lead to treatments for age-related diseases like Alzheimer's, heart disease, and even cancer. While we're not quite there yet, the potential for breakthroughs in regenerative medicine and anti-aging therapies is huge. Scientists are already exploring the possibility of using stem cells, gene editing, and other methods to reverse aging. The immortal jellyfish might just be the inspiration they need. 5. The science of immortality. Could humans learn from the jellyfish? While we're on the topic of immortality, let's consider how the jellyfish might inform us about the science of living forever. The idea of immortality has fascinated humans for centuries. We've searched for ways to stop aging, extend our lives, and even find ways to avoid death altogether. But what if the answer wasn't in some magical potion or serum, but in nature itself? The immortal jellyfish has already cracked the code to biological immortality, at least in terms of aging. By studying its cells and the process of transdifferentiation, we might find ways to push back the clock on aging or even reverse it. This animal could hold the answers to some of our greatest medical mysteries. It's not just a freak of nature, it's a glimpse into the future of medicine. If we can learn from its natural abilities, we may one day be able to live longer, healthier lives. 4. Predators and dangers. The challenges the jellyfish still faces. Despite its remarkable ability to reverse aging, the immortal jellyfish isn't invincible. It still faces many dangers in the wild, particularly from predators. Larger marine creatures like fish, sea anemones, and even other jellyfish can pose a serious threat to this little creature. Also, while the immortal jellyfish can reset its life cycle, it doesn't mean it's immune to environmental changes like pollution or water temperature fluctuations. The jellyfish's ability to reset itself can't protect it from other challenges in the ocean, like habitat destruction or changes in food availability. So, even though this jellyfish has one of the most unique superpowers in the animal kingdom, it's not immune to the realities of life in the wild. 3. The uniqueness of the immortal jellyfish. Nature's wonder. What makes the immortal jellyfish so incredible is not just its ability to reverse aging, it's the way it has evolved to do this. Unlike most animals, this jellyfish has developed a mechanism to survive in an ever-changing environment. While we humans often try to fight aging with medicine, plastic surgery, or other methods, this jellyfish has done it in a way that only nature could have imagined. 2. The future of immortality. What could we learn from the immortal jellyfish? In the future, the immortal jellyfish might not just be a fascinating subject of study. It could be the key to a new era of longevity. Scientists are already looking into how to unlock the secrets of transdifferentiation in humans. By mimicking this process, they might be able to develop treatments that not only slow aging, but also prevent the onset of age-related diseases. The immortal jellyfish could help create a world where humans live longer, healthier lives. 1. Conclusion: the immortal jellyfish's superpower and what it means for us. The immortal jellyfish has an incredible ability to reverse its aging process and start its life over again. This remarkable superpower defies everything we know about biology. While it doesn't grant invincibility, its unique ability to reset its life cycle makes it one of the most fascinating creatures on the planet. Scientists are studying this jellyfish closely because its ability to reverse aging could hold answers for human health. If we can understand how this creature regenerates its cells, we might one day develop ways to slow down or even reverse human aging. The immortal jellyfish proves that nature can do what science is still trying to figure out. So, while immortality may still be out of reach for humans, the immortal jellyfish gives us hope that maybe, just maybe, the future of medicine and longevity is closer than we think.